So if you feel like you've been doing no contact all correctly, I'm going to have to break it down to you that there could be a slight thing that you're not doing correctly that's causing it not to work. For starters, if you still have old messages of your ex, that could be a sense of not letting go. And when you're doing no contact fully, you have to always remember, what are they thinking behind the scenes? So if any sense of, oh, okay, they're still in love with me or they still care, they're not going to delete those messages. They're not going to delete the pictures and the memories that we have. Mind you, that person that is your ex probably didn't delete it as well. But because they might have called the shots to end things, guess what? It doesn't matter because they're the one that has leverage. The reason why I say this is that you're doing no contact. You're thinking like, oh, I haven't broken communication and I cut it off the best that I can. However, their process and what's going through their mind is that, oh, I got my ex down bad. I know my ex is doing well without saying anything to me, or they're seeming like they're moving on. However, when it's still months that have passed by, what's going through their mind is that they're still looking back at those messages. So I'm saying don't lie to yourself. Other things such as your ex being on your socials, like I've heard a lot of y'all say, because consultations and also in comments, I've heard a lot of it revolving around why you have not broken no contact, but it still is you attached to your ex in some sort of contact. So I'm saying this to say is that why do you still have some sort of communication with your ex? Back to following each other. You don't have to have the worst of the worst ending. You don't have to end off on the worst note where there is infidelity going on or done dirty or something just awful, right? It doesn't have to come down to that. Although that's already bad enough and that's already enough for you to say, I'm not going to be following you, keep in mind, you have feelings somewhat attached. So I know some of y'all have strength, but it's not about that. It's morals, principles, boundaries that have been broken and crossed that now you have to show part of respect for yourself. You have to repair it. Do you have that for yourself? That's another question I have to ask you, because no contact is all about you at the end of the day. What are you showing and proving to yourself while your ex already has or is getting that realization? So I'm saying this to say is that you personally might think that you're doing all the great things because you're not breaking it, but it's not good enough. In a separate video, what I'll do is talk about the signs that is telling you it's working, or just different scenarios and time periods so you can figure out no contact better. If you do want to comment your stories, I try to help you guys the best, and sometimes I see a lot of other fellas help out, so shout out to that. I love the community going on. Also on Patreon, I did start a new chat where it's going to be for everybody that is not a paid member. However, there is already a chat for paid members, so it's up to you on what you want to do. And with Patreon and YouTube membership, there's a whole lot of explicit and exclusive content that you can only get on there. So you got to go catch up on everything else already, plus what's already going to be coming, which is a lot more, of course. And then in the meantime, too, you can always check out my website to find something that's suitable and helpful for yourself. And even the no contact journal and guide, I have that available. You don't have to keep going through the doubts or wondering if you're doing it correctly, or if you feel like there's going to be some sense of, oh, I got to reach out, or is it time? That's why I made this journal and guide, because it's going to walk you through it. It goes through it through months. So it's you checking into it, and I'm holding you accountable through the journal and guide, and you'll get that sense of it. And so let me just backtrack a little bit to how when you're doing no contact, you have to remember that deleting the messages and getting your ex off your socials is a part of it. You might not like that idea, but there's certain stuff that you don't have to necessarily worry about, like blocking your ex's number. Most times people block to unblock anyways, so that's a different story within itself. But sometimes when you do block, it might be a self-control thing, because you might feel like you don't have self-control, so you block. Make sure you don't know the number, and you can't remember the number, of course. So when you're tempted or you have those weak moments, you don't have that to run back to and contemplate, oh, should I or should I not, right? And so back to even what I was saying with like the messages and the pictures, you don't have no reason to hang on to that, especially when it's been months and years of broken up with that person. Don't look at it as in like, if we're meant to be, we're going to end up back together. This is a time that you have to erase that out of your mind, because as much as I don't talk about like vibration and you hear with like vibrations and frequencies and manifesting, like all that term, whatever, like it's cool, there's meaning to it, there's some things that are true and not true. All I'm saying is that you're not operating at the right vibration, you're not operating off of moving forward when you're hanging on to the past with your ex. And I'm saying this because it's not just your outside circumstances, right? Like the things that you're attracting, it's not just that, it's your mindset. You're still living in the past because there's still that, oh, let me go check it months down the line. This concept was a little harder for me to understand throughout years in the past, because I looked at it as in like, well, I'm not bothered by it, or if I see it, it's not really impacting me. But the little bit of impact, it will build up. And also it depends on how much that past has been a past, like a major past and influence in your life. So it's not you erasing or getting away from it. All I'm saying is that there's no purpose to it at the end of the day if you truly want to prove to yourself that you respect yourself and care more. In other words too, it's about you also, when let's say if your ex comes back around after breaking no contact, it's about you showing that it's for real. It wasn't no joke. It wasn't me doing this for fun just to be all talk and try to make you feel a certain way, such as like, oh, done with you for good, or I could go without you forever. It wasn't that. It was for real that you got fed up, you got tired, you did what you had to do, even if it was uncomfortable or you didn't like the feeling. And that's where like self-love, remember with self-love, like as you're trying to build it up, it's a practice. So there's going to be a time where you have so much love for yourself and have so much discipline, which I'll start doing a lot more self-help videos instead of like just relationship and dating. I'm going to try to remind y'all so you can tell me that you really want them, but I'm going to try to incorporate a lot more of those. So anyways, to my point of, when you're doing that, as you're practicing it more, it's going to become easier. And as they say, anything that comes easy is not worth having. Anything that comes hard is definitely worth having. So enjoy the process, even the bad, because the bad has to come with the good. And if you want the good, you're going to deal with the bad. So to just sum it up, there's a lot more stuff that you have to cut out, such as even just like unfollowing. Like I kind of brought it up a little bit, but I didn't go into extreme details. And something I'll mention in another video too to bring up is even your friends that are associated with them, right? Are they getting back at you, or are they getting back at your ex, and there's still that correlation or connection or contact in some sort of way. So that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and I will again bring it up. There's so much more stuff I have to touch on, and make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. As I said, join the community on Patreon, and don't forget to just catch up on everything. My website as well, it's all there. Bye. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye, y'all.
Or if there's other stuff that you have going on, it could be about anything, self-improvement, back to dating. Consultations are available for that. Book your consultation. Let's get on the line and talk about what's going on with you. Click that link after this video.
Sleep affirmations so you could become that powerful man, and it is recorded in my voice, and I give you the strongest affirmations to overall become that man and subconsciously become powerful. So let's get into these books. You could attract women you want and get her to miss you, along with secrets to winning her over, and it tells you about cold approaching. It tells you my personal stories, and if you're trying to up your game in the dating game, these books are going to be perfect for that, and you could get it all in a bundle deal. Make sure you click the link down below. Self-improving in the process. This is so serious. This is why I have a whole no contact guide and journal available. Y'all could go ahead and purchase it. If you need somewhere to start off, then you need all the breakdowns, all the insight, the information, and I have structure in there, help you, prompts, things that will tell you you got this, but it'll give you also reasons why. And I have stories in there that tells you why no contact has worked for people, all types of stuff. It's so detailed, y'all. That's how much information I made sure to put in there. Step up no contact, or if you need somewhere to start and you need something to help you, this is like me guiding you as you go through no contact. That's how I customized it for y'all. So you can check that out by clicking the link down below. See what you could do with no contact, how far you could do it. Just learn everything, have the guidance, and accountability partner. Although I'm not actually there, you'll feel that sense from this journal and guide.